G'day, my name is Bruce Robertson and this is Pirate Philosophy. What if the standard Western philosophy that so many of us grew up with is fatally flawed? What if it is full of logical flaws and inconsistencies? What if its precepts are so naive as to be equivalent to the theory that the earth is flat? What if the philosophy that so many of us believe does more to distort our view of the world than to enhance it? What if there is a better approach to philosophy, one that is clearer, more logical, more rigorous, and ultimately more powerful? I invite you to come on a journey with me, one where these questions will be explored and much, much more besides. Welcome to Pirate Philosophy. Philosophy is important. It covers all aspects of life. And one of the first things to realize about philosophy is that it is not what has been written about philosophy. They're quite separate, in the same way that the theories of science are distinct from science itself. Philosophy is important because it is akin to the air that we breathe. It's there, it's everywhere. It influences so much of the way we think, the way we talk, our personal lives, society, politics, etc. And as such, philosophy cannot be left to professional academics who work primarily with words and try to avoid the deeper aspects of life, especially when they promote a brand of philosophy that is as naive as standard Western philosophy. One example of an area of philosophy that particularly interests me, and one that I think needs urgent attention, and is that of youth suicide. For it is not a psychological problem. There is nothing wrong mentally with these youth. It is not a physical problem. There's nothing wrong with the bodies of the youth. And therefore, it is a philosophical problem. If only because philosophy covers all aspects of life. If nobody else deals with it, it's a philosophical problem. Because many of the youth today have a distorted view of the world. I think that is the problem. Their suicide, they feel uncomfortable with their view of the world. They feel dissociated with the world. And it may be that this disassociation and problem is actually caused by standard Western philosophy, the philosophy that they grew up with. In any case, it still remains a philosophical problem. So, tell me, what other aspects of philosophy do you consider to be particularly important? Let me know in the comments section below. As this is the first video in this series, I would like to introduce myself. I have a scientific background and take a scientific approach to philosophy. I seek out the facts and then try to find the best theories to fit those facts. So it's very much a scientific approach to philosophy. I studied physics and maths at university before going on to work in the field of astronomy for quite a few years. But later on I decided that philosophy was what really interested me most, and so I focused my explorations on the domain of philosophy. Later on in these videos, I will describe what I discovered. I've written 3 books. The first one, Rocks and Waves, written in 1989. It's called Rocks and Waves, An Image of Reality. The second one, written in 2012, was The Pattern Paradigm, or The Science of Philosophy. And the third one, Making Better Sense of the World, was printed in 2019. The first one is no longer in print. This one, which covers basically epistemology, I will put a link for in the place below. And this covers more what you might call ethics. It's a sequel from the Pattern Paradigm. And again, I will put a link for where these books can be bought. But that's only really if you prefer your philosophy on a written page rather than in a video. But in these series of videos, I will be describing an original philosophy, one that you won't find anywhere else except in the books that I just mentioned. And I hope to show how it is logical, rigorous, and dynamic. Well, that's all I have for you today. If you'd like to come on this journey with me, please subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, and ring the bell. Thank you very much.